Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to the monthly Rebel event. Thanks for taking time out and having a look at what we are at Rebel Toolbox are up to. So, my name is Daniela. I'm one of the co founders, and so is Marcel, who is also on our call. And I will hand over straight away to him to give us an update on what has happened since last event.
Hi, I'm Marcel. You may know me from my GitHub handle, Madmoral. I'm the main contributor to Rebel Toolbox and Rebel Engine in particular. I started Rebel Engine mainly because we wanted to have a community which was focused more on resolving issues and improving the engine as opposed to focusing on new features and functionality. So that is what we're trying to do with Rebel Engine, taking a fairly reliable engine and making it better. To that end, the last month has been focusing very much on the Android export. So Android is a very popular export, particularly from our own games development company, Doma Games. And we want it to be reliable and stable solution going forward. So we spent a lot of time updating Android so that it's all up to date and current and to the current standards. So anybody who's ever developed an application in Android Studio recently will be familiar with a standardized layout as to how projects are laid out in Android Studio. And we've now replicated that in the Android export. So not only if you are exporting to a custom build will you be able to recognize the project layout as if it was an Android Studio project, but also if you're going to be a contributor and contribute to Android itself, the project layout within Rebel Engine itself reflects the standardized Android Studio. This has also allowed us to, again, standardize on the current way of applying version control to all the plugins and modules and things that Android relies on to provide us with a stable platform. And we can now simply change a single number in the standard software update file to be able to update Android projects going forward. So not only do we have it much easier to understand, we also have it being standardized with standard Android Studio projects, but also we have a easier to understand from a software development point of view if anyone's contributing to Android. So any newcomers who want to be contributors to the software development code will find it a lot easier to understand how the Android project has been set up. And I think this is a good baseline for moving forward with the other platforms and how we can standardize on the other platforms, making them simpler and easier to understand, but also the Rebel Engine code base itself to set the types of coding and removing the technical debt that's prevalent within the code base at the moment. So that's the main thing I've been working on over the last month is bringing Android Studio up to date and standardized, and hopefully that will help both our users of Rebel Engine as well as contributors to Rebel Engine to better understand how Android projects have been set up.
Thank you for the update. From my side, I have had a look at making sure that our Patreon page is set up. So, yes, we are looking for more members. We are looking for more people who would like to get involved and try their hands at developing the game engine, as well as for people who would like to try out Rebel as the game engine of choice for their games. So, don't be shy, come and talk to us, or just go and see what's happening in our different forums and get stuck in. I've also started our Reddit community. There's not a lot happening just now, but give it some time. So, again, if you want some news and follow up, get in touch and I can send you regular updates. Other than that, looking forward now for a moment, I am intending on trying to use Rebel myself, just trying to make a small game, see how it works, iron out the kinks, because I'm a big believer that if you have a product, you should be using it yourself to actually know what is really happening with it. So don't hold your breath. I'm not the fastest at game development, but do expect something to come out in a few months' time.
That's awesome.
Good. Do you have any other comments, kind of forward-looking ones, anything that is exciting to mention?
I think it's key to point out that Rebel Toolbox is a supporter of Gay Pride Month. To that end, we've updated the logo for June, and I think if you want to address it from a community perspective and what we're looking at from the Rebel community itself, the kinds of people that we want involved.
Yes, exactly.
Do you want to talk to the contribution?
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you're going to say any more.
No,
So,
no, I thought you would, because as the community manager, you'd want to add to that.
yes, so as Marcel rightly pointed out, we are trying to attract a community that is open to everyone. I myself, I've worked in various IT companies, some of them having better culture than others. And that is why it's incredibly important to me to have a good community, a good way of talking to one another, being with one another without any judgments or biases. The world out there is harsh enough. We don't need to add to it. So, yes, if you just want to come and meet like-minded people, irrespective of what's on the birth certificate, just accept them as they are. Take them at the word of whatever the name is, whatever the pronouns are. We can talk about everything and just be ourselves, basically. Be ourselves and let other people be themselves.
And I think just having a community around Rebel Engine that is far more diverse and tolerant of people, and will help going forward, because a lot of other communities are very single-minded as to the types of members that they have, and we want to attract those people that don't feel welcome elsewhere, because we're an open and accepting community.
Yes. And in particular, as I was setting up our Reddit profile, I noticed that some game engines appear to have a toxic label assigned to them in terms of their community. So this is the opposite of what I think we should all be about. As I said,
Exactly.
let's work together, let's learn from one another, let's have fun together ultimately,
Yep,
and just make the world a little bit more the way we want to see it rather than the way we find it right now.
exactly. And I think that philosophy applies to how we create code and everything as well. That it's more inclusive. It's not about single individuals who try and control everything. We want to be a bit more inclusive with everyone involved and contributors and things like that.
Yes. Good.
So, what looking forward? What will you be focusing on next month?
So looking forward, my main point will be to be more active, setting up our communities and reaching out to people. So not only waiting for people to come and join us, but actively going out, trying to get articles into the press, joining more game engine groups and trying to get involved and mentioning Rebel, trying to get people to understand that we're there, to find us, how to find us, and what we stand for as well. So basically, trying to grow the community.
Cool. From a development side of things, obviously the key goal is the Rebel version 1 milestone. It's not likely to happen in the next month or two, but it would be nice if we can get Rebel version 1 out by the end of this year, if not sooner.
Yes, that would be success.
Exactly.
And again, it builds on itself. So if version one were there, it would be easier to attract people to our project. At the same time, if we had more people, we had more hands to work on version one and get it there quicker. So it's a case of just breaking through the catch-22 at the moment, and
Exactly.
getting to where we really want to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything else that's of importance to mention at the moment?
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Same here. So I suggest we're going to keep updating our community via our website and our blog.
Yeah, yeah,
If there's anything big to mention. Otherwise, do join us on our calls. Pop in as and when you like. Do get in touch. Email us if you like. Otherwise, on GitHub, we're easy to find. Have a look. Star us if you like, or just join the project. It's all up to you. You're in the driving seat, and you can make your mark on our community at this point already.
nice.
Good. Then I say thanks a lot. Thanks for your
Thank you.
time,
Thank you.
and a happy Gay Pride Month to everyone out there.
Exactly. Thank
Have,
you.
have a good afternoon, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.